Hey everybody, Smart Silver Stacker here. Today is Monday, September 26, 2022, and it looks like so far at least we have managed to avoid a Black Monday style sell-off in markets. Now, that doesn't mean that we are entirely out of the woods just yet. There's still certainly some strange action in Forex markets. Overnight, we saw the British pound flash crash to its lowest level ever, about $1.05 per pound sterling, although at the time I'm recording this video, the pound has recovered most of those losses. Also, right now, we've got the euro trading well below parity with the dollar down to about 96 cents per euro. And the Bank of Japan is now having to intervene to support the yen. And that means that they may become a net seller of US treasuries. And typically, the Japanese have been buyers of US treasuries. And, if you combine that with the fact that the Fed is supposedly supposed to be liquidating treasuries as part of their quantitative tightening program, and they certainly still have quite a few treasuries to go. The Fed balance sheet still well above $8 trillion. That means there's going to be a lot more upward pressure on treasury yields. And right now we're seeing that in the 10-year yield. It's now up to about 3.77%. So even though the stock market has not crashed today or continued its massive sell-off, the bond market continues to sell off. Now, as far as stocks go, pretty much flat on the day. Minor gains in the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000, but not nearly enough to make up for the losses that we saw last week. The metals are pretty much flat, but one of the interesting things that we've seen with the market sell off over the past several trading sessions is that the gold to silver ratio has actually behaved kind of uncharacteristically, and it has declined. It's now at about 86. And usually during a metals bear market, gold is the better store of value and it tends to perform a bit better than silver, but that's not really what we've seen. And I'm not 100% sure what this indicates, although it may mean that we've simply seen the bottom in silver and that silver has simply become too oversold and too cheap. And, one of the things you can look at is the commitment of traders charts. And if we take a look at the silver COT chart, you can see there that the commercial short positions are very low and that the large speculative traders have actually taken up short positions in silver. And so that's all very bullish for the metal. And then if we take a look at the commitment of traders chart for gold, on the other hand, doesn't look nearly as strong. And it's not that it looks terrible, it just doesn't look as strong as silver's. They both actually look kind of bullish to me. And so, between the two metals, perhaps this means that silver now has turned a corner and is going to be moving up from this point. But it could also mean that gold simply now is a slightly better value relative to silver, at least better than it was a couple weeks ago. Also, premiums on metal continue to rise, and one of the things that we're seeing that in is in gold. Now, these gold backs, they always have kind of a high premium associated with them, but gold coins now are beginning to catch a significant premium as well. If you want to buy a gold eagle now, you're probably going to be paying about $1,800, and that's with gold down around $1,650. So, that's a very high markup compared to historical levels. And up until this point, the really high premiums that we've seen have been in the silver market, but we are starting to see that in gold, of course, as well now. However, I will say, if you want to buy some generic gold products like a gold bar or maybe a lesser known gold coin, there are still some deals out there. And, speaking of picking up some silver or some gold, I mentioned in a video that I put out yesterday that I have not yet bought into this weakness in the gold and silver market. And I am sticking to that, although I do kind of want to put an addendum to that statement. Of course, none of this is ever financial advice. I'm just giving you my thoughts. Hypothetically, if I did not have any physical hard assets at this point, if I was all in paper or all in cash, I would absolutely be taking advantage of the pullback that we have seen in gold and silver to establish a position. It's just that for me at this point, I already have a fairly well-established position, at least by my standards. I'm pretty comfortable with the amount of metal I'm holding. And while I would like to acquire more, I feel like I can afford to kind of sit back and wait and, possibly take advantage of better deals in the future. But again, if I didn't have any physical hard money assets, if I didn't have any gold or silver, I would go ahead and establish a position, because heading into the weeks and months ahead, as precarious as the economic position seems to be, I would be very uncomfortable without any hard money assets. And so, again, not financial advice, just kind of giving you my thoughts. So take it for what it's worth. Even though I'm not buying gold and silver at the moment, I did recently get 1 ounce of silver added to the stack, and this was actually a gift. I had a special occasion recently, and my mom sent this over to me. So thanks, Mom. I think she watches these videos, so if you're watching, I appreciate the silver. And of course, any of you out there, if you're ever looking for a gift for somebody, whether it be for some kind of a special occasion or just a holiday or something along those lines, you can always grab them some silver bullion. Who doesn't like a 1 ounce silver round? Now, most people out there probably don't have any, so you'd be doing them a favor by giving them a hard metal asset. But, maybe we can all take advantage of this pullback or future pullbacks in the metal to do some Christmas shopping. And, it's kind of off topic, but another gift I received was this set of wooden spoons, and I just thought this was kind of fun. I'm not a real musically inclined person myself, but maybe I will practice playing these spoons. And if I do, who knows? Maybe I can make a new video intro or something with some music by those. Let me know what you think about that. And if any of you play a musical instrument, let me know in the comments down below. I always like to learn a little bit more about my audience. And of course, picking up a hobby like, I don't know, playing the spoons or perhaps the harmonica or some other musical instrument might be a good idea. If we do get a full-fledged economic collapse, a dollar crisis or a debt crisis, we might all need to find some simpler ways to entertain ourselves because, the streaming services and electricity and gadgets that we all kind of take for granted these days might not be as common or as affordable as they are right now. So, we might be living in the golden age of entertainment. It might come down to learning some, simpler ways to do that. But that is very off topic and just kind of sharing with you guys some non-silver and gold related stuff there briefly. But let me know what you think about the current situation in gold and silver. Certainly there are some deals out there at the moment, and it is very tempting for me to go out and add to the stack, but I am going to hold off for the time being. But let me know what you're doing, and let me know also if you're someone out watching who doesn't have any hard metal assets. Are you considering getting into some? Are you considering getting out of paper and into metals? I would love to hear what you have to say. So leave a comment down below to let us all know, and I will catch you next time. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you're all staying safe, happy stacking, and I will catch you next time. Smart Silver Stacker, out.